This video's going to be about just in case your power goes off in the winter. You need something to heat a small area and cook your food. So I'm going to show you how to make just a small stove, but always, whenever there's open flame or whatever, always use caution. Don't let children be around it. And this idea is not to heat a whole house. It's just to stay warm in a small area and to cook some food. So you need 8 of these. These are 1/2 inch nuts. You need 4 of these carriage bolts. They're 6 inches long. You need a package of candles. These are tea light candles. You need a package of those. You can get those at the dollar store. You need a cookie sheet. Drill some holes in each corner. Like that. And there's 4 corners. Just this stuff is pretty simple. It's real easy to drill. You know, I overdid that one because of my drill. But you need to drill holes in 4 corners. And you're going to need a muffin pan. And you drill some holes on each side. I've used and abused this one here, and I know that it works, so I'm just showing other people just in case their power goes off and you need some heat, you need something to cook on. And you need 4 1/4 inch bolts like these to hold the cookie sheet up. I think those are 3 inches long. 8 nuts to hold that in place. And I'm going to put it together and show you how it works. But this is mainly just to stay warm for a short period of time and to cook something, because I know this winter some people's power are going to go off and they're not going to have anything. So this is really cheap. You know, you can make this for like $5 or $6, but always use caution on an open flame and always keep kids away. So we're going to put this together, and since it's a cookie sheet, we're going to cook some cookies, but I've cooked hot dogs on it. I've cooked toast, you know, made sandwiches and different things like that. But today we're going to make some cookies, and really you don't need all 12 holes. You know, 8 or 9 is sufficient, more than sufficient to heat this tray up. So I'm going to put it together, show you what it looks like, and we're going to make some cookies. So this is what I like to do. I like to put in 8 candles. My camera's a little bit too close, but I leave the 4 corners open. So you get 16 candles for $1 at the Dollar Tree. So this is enough for 2 cooks. These candles right here burn for over an hour, somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. So you can cook some cookies and eat up hot dogs or whatever. You know, you can set your coffee cup, if you have a metal coffee cup, set it on there and warm up your coffee. Maybe even a coffee pot, small coffee pot. But that's what it looks like. And make sure that you tighten down the bolts. You know, use a wrench to tighten it down as tight as you can get it so the legs are pretty stable and won't tip over. But let me put the cookie sheet on there. It's pretty hard for me to videotape. Okay. Whoop. Shut the camera off and fix this. Need 2 hands. So basically that's what it's going to look like. You're going to have about an inch gap between the candles, so you can see right there. Probably more than an inch, inch and a half, something like that, so they can get enough air. It's going to heat up that cookie sheet. I'm going to light them. I got a little stand, a little wooden stand I use. You know, you can use your kitchen table or a countertop. Just make sure that you're away from stuff that will catch fire, because it will get really hot. And this can be used to heat up a small area too. You know, because this winter some people's power are going to go off and they're not going to be prepared. You can buy this for $5 or $6. You know, get the cookie sheets and the muffin tin at a local thrift store used. You know, and then the candles cost $1 at the Dollar Tree, and then nuts and bolts at the local hardware store. Maybe you already have them. But I'm going to light these candles and get it going. Let the cookie sheet heat up for about 15-20 minutes, and then put your cookie dough on it. And I'll show you what's going on. Make sure you grease the pan. Okay, that's what it looks like. You got 8 candles going. And I'm going to put the cookie sheet over it and let it heat up for 15 minutes and put the cookie dough on. But I'm not really a big sports fan, but I'm watching the Panthers and the Lions today. I think it's October 9th, Sunday. But getting ready to put the cookie sheet on. There's my cookies. I just barely put them on there. This is cotton candy from Betty Crocker. I think it's Betty Crocker cookie mix. I do not recommend cotton candy cookies. These are terrible. I mix both packages together. One's yellow and one's pink. You know, it's supposed to look like, oh, it's candy corn, excuse me. Candy corn from Betty Crocker. I do not recommend candy corn cookies. They are awful. But there should be enough mix left over to do another sheet of cookies. This is only half of it. So I guess you get quite a bit. So this is what it looks like. Make sure they're going. But it'll take about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes to cook these. I might even have to flip them, I'm not for sure. But just in case your power goes off, this is a good idea to have. You know, a lot of people don't have propane heat, natural gas or whatever, or wood stoves or anything like that. So make something like this just in case, you know, you never know. It costs you less than $10 and it'll come in handy. Like I said, good enough to cook hot dogs, toast, you know, different things like that. But I'll show you what it looks like after the cookies are done. Let's see how they end up. It's been about 5-6 minutes since I put these on here. This room's starting to smell like cookies. Hopefully they're not going to burn on the bottom. I don't think they are, but we'll see. Make sure the flames are still going, which it looks like it. But like I said earlier, whenever there's an open flame, always use caution. Never leave an open flame alone. Never leave it in a room with children or anything like that. Of course, it's just common sense. But, you know, if you don't have any power, think about this. Off the grid cooking. I think if you put all 12 tea light candles in there, you could probably cook a hamburger. You know, get enough heat, but it takes twice as long. Like if it takes 10-15 minutes to cook a hamburger, it'll probably take 20-25 minutes to thoroughly cook, you know. You don't want to eat raw meat. You just want to cook it all the way through. So it's been 5 or 6 minutes. We'll give it another 5 or 6 minutes and pick one of them up and see what it looks like. Well, the Panthers and the Lions is a pretty good game. I think it's 10-14. Something. It's been 10 minutes now. This one here, I had to move around a little bit because it was starting to burn. You can see the edges right here, getting black. Same with that one. I don't know why they cook unevenly on this tray, but they do. But you have to make sure that these things don't burn. You know, one side's cooked and the other side's raw. So we'll see what's going on. Hopefully I stuck enough spray vegetable oil on this pan so it doesn't stick. But you can see it's starting to smoke right there. I don't know if you can see it. Steam or smoke or whatever you call it. Hopefully it's not burning. But the score's 27-10. That's what it was. I said 14-10 last time, but it's 27-10. Panthers and the Lions. But you can see Looks like it's starting to burn. I'm gonna have to get a spatula and move it around. You can see that. Well, earlier my house was smelling like cookies. Now it's smelling like burnt cookies. But the ones in the middle are burnt, and the ones on the side are raw. So really, this is better. This is the first time I ever cooked cookies, and it's probably better to use pancakes or hot dogs, warm up hot dogs and stuff like that. Cook hot dogs. I've done that before. This is the first time I ever did cookies, and it didn't turn out very well. But you can see they're starting to burn. And the one on the edges are still raw. Last two cookies, it's been about 25-30 minutes. And these were the cookies that were over in the corner. And these are the ones that I cooked. I burnt anyway. There's a lot of burnt cookies there. I'm going to eat them. Maybe scrape the burnt off of them. But you can see where the candles were burning. There's 6 across and 2 on each end. One over here and one over there. And the corners are not burnt. So you know that this heater right here, heater stove, whatever it is, oven, whatever, puts out some heat. And you can cook cookies. Next time I'm going to try frozen pizza. Cookies is not a very good idea. So what a fiasco. So hopefully you enjoyed my video, and try to make one of these just in case your power does go off. But I'm going to have cookies and coffee here shortly. Have a good day. Well, here's the last of my cookie dough. I had a little bit left over. So we're going to see how this turns out. I think what would be a good idea is just get one of those cake pans or something like that, the cheap ones at the dollar store, and put it over the top of it, use it like an oven. And I'm going to try that. I'm going to cook some pizza, see how that works. But cookies don't work very good on this. Maybe it would work better if you had a cake pan over the top of it. You know, a cheap one, or an aluminum pan or something like that you can get at the dollar store for $1. But these cookies didn't turn out very good. Most of them burnt, and some of them were raw, so it doesn't burn evenly. And Green Bay and Dallas is going to play in about another hour. Should be a good game. I'm not a sports fan, but I'm just watching this while I'm making cookies.